Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm super grateful to be here with you today. I am excited to get these messages out. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings. Today is December 11th, 2020. Today's featured sun sign, as I go around the zodiac for the first half of the month, is Sagittarius. Happy birthday, all Sagittarians. If it's not today, the remainder of your season, which is through the next 10 days, right? Till the 21st. And also, remarkably, thank you for this new moon in Sagittarius coming up on Monday, which I'm already feeling, and I absolutely love this energy for everybody, but of course for you, Sagittarius, this is big. The new moons represent, of course, initiations, right? Ideas, intentions. I always light my intention candle for everybody, which I will do on Monday with a special, beautiful, intentional, prayer for everybody and their lives and how they've come through this year and how this next year will bring many more blessings and opportunities, particularly with this energy of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is that fire enthusiasm that we all want to feel, and you generally do when you're with the Sagittarius. I know I do. They are a mutable sign and they're very, very adaptable. They represent truth, forward thinking, pushing the boundaries, right? They are not going to stop when they have their idea. They shoot that bow and arrow, shooting for the stars and making sure that they accomplish it with hard work and love and passion. They are ruled by Jupiter, so Jupiter is absolutely one of the best ruling planets you can have. It's always shining this incredible luck and light on you that represents opportunities and expansion in your life. Whatever you touch can grow and have beautiful consequences. And having that as a friend or a lover or a connection in your life is a positive thing. And then you, of course, initiate things for them. It's a give and take. The actual highlighted connection, I'm sorry, I forgot that. For today, I'll read these three major categories. With the Art Nouveau Tarot I'm using this month is going to be that of Taurus. Okay, now I'm almost positive. Let me double check. It doesn't sound like something I did. I did just read for Taurus, but what was that? That was the Virgo Taurus. So the last Sagittarius reading was, thank you for your patience, Cancer. And before that, it was Sagittarius and Leo. So yeah, we're good to go. You have not had you know what? Nope, I'm wrong. Taurus had the highlighted as Sagittarius. So we're going to change that. We did that the other day. Let's try to be as fair as possible as far as the highlights. I do pick an individual card and message for every other sign in the zodiac as well. But if you look back 4 days ago and you missed it, and you're new, welcome, first and foremost. But check that out for the highlighted. And like I said, everybody gets a message these days, so I really like that. But let's try one more time. Scorpio. Okay, wow. Okay, yesterday was Scorpio and Cancer. We're going for it. Might as well. Scorpio is perfect right now for you. Scorpio has Venus in their sign, so whatever relationship and connection you're having, it's absolutely fully filled with emotion and love. I mean, to the nth degree, right? Because you have Venus in the making. Venus is a part of it. And in addition to the incredible depth of the watery Scorpio, I mean, they are so emotionally involved. They go deep. They do nothing with them is, nothing with them is surfacey. In other words, they are ruled by Pluto. They originally were, their ruling planet was Mercury, so they have that intensity even with water that can boil up, and you know it. You feel it with that Scorpio. Now that can be positive or not, right? Let's look at the positive. The positive is that they have great dedication to what they want to do as a fixed sign. They are there for you till the end of time with loyalty that can be unmatched. There's great I just say devotion and drive with these beautiful watery Scorpios, as well as this real interest in intellect. So they have the combination. They have great insight, great intuition, great psychic ability a lot of times, and they too are very interested. I'm going to put this down. It was a fall. They too are very interested in learning and higher learning and educating themselves and others in areas that is kind of not normally maybe studied. You know, whether it be astrology, esoteric, religious things, they go to the highest realms to understand that. And the things that aren't necessarily, like I said, outward and spoken as a whole in the world. That's what really intrigues the two of you, actually. So I feel like this beautiful combination happening right now is very uplifting. It's showing a lot of new sides of each other. You know, the adventurous part of Sagittarius is always ready for new. I mean, they will go from one side of the world to the other to find and to seek and to, you know, explore and to channel their energies into things that are going to help them grow and you know, live really, really incredibly exciting and happy lives. That fascinates you too, Scorpio. Sagittarius definitely need exercise, and they need to travel, they need freedom, they need that independence. They love any kind of connection with foreign, you know, policy or people or they just all encompassing, all, you know, everything in their life, in their minds is worth looking into or worth, you know, helping or worth lifting up. And that's just the kind of beautiful vibrance you get from Sagittarius, especially when they're in their season. This is a special month for them. New moon, new opportunities, new heights to reach. This is good for the two of you. You're feeling really, really positive. Regardless of what's happening, you're setting your sights, you're focusing together. So let's see what the three major categories are. I do have outside things happening today, but I wanted to get this message and these readings done because, I don't know, it takes a while to upload, and there's always something inside of me that inspires me to do this, and I hope that you feel a joy and happiness from it. And if you do, let me know. Subscribe, like, share, do all those beautiful things, and the ones that are, my heart is filled and appreciative to you for that. So the first three categories is what I read under. Oh, I like this. Okay. We'll do, you know, for the longest time I did not do reversals, and I wasn't sure why, except that I thought, I don't know, you know, it puts a slant on it that's not good, but guess what? That's essential in the readings. Those messages are essential. They're giving us some guidance. Every message is a guide. These are conduits, right? These are messages and symbols that represent things, and the fact that they come up when they do, to me, is definitely spiritually inspired. And, you know, they can give us some guidance if we choose to take it or not, you know, and especially like a Sagittarian, they're not going to be necessarily hell-bent on whatever they, like this is going to be the reason they do something. They will watch, and they may be inspired, and they may very fully resonate and take it in, but if not, they're onto something that makes them feel better, and something that they can, you know, hold on to, I would say. Your first card and category is always the overall energy and catalyst that led you to this reading. And you have the Magician. So the two of you just know that you have everything it takes. You have all the tools in your toolbox, if you will, and that's like inside always. It's right there with us. Everything we need is right here with us. Everything we perceive starts from right here. How people perceive us starts from right here and ripples out. That's the energy, that's the personality that the sun trait basically, you know, designs for us as far as the month we're born, the day, the sign we are. There's a lot of beautiful, amazing synchronicities to the astrology and our lives. In addition to the tarot, which was basically based on tarot astrology as well, which is why I think I lean towards that after the many years of astrology, which I will never tire of. There's never enough you can learn. This is knowing you can master whatever you choose to. That's where I'm getting at. You have every single element in here. You know that the world is your oyster. You want to explore, and you want to believe that you can change and make those changes for yourself and others. And it's a beautiful, positive recognition, I want to say. that you too feel. And you've needed that because this year has brought so much introspection for everybody. And now it's time to just put that into use, right? And to start really using and manifesting the tools that we have. I love that for you. And I hope that that's how you're feeling, because those are some pretty beautiful, beautiful gifts that are given to all of us to utilize. Now, the second category is under the category of possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the Five of Pentacles reversed. And I like it reversed. Now, the bottom line about this card always, 5 represents change and challenge. And to me, it's always more of an ego thing, like the sun sign aspect of all of us. You know, our feelings and sometimes feeling like we're less than or left out. And that's not happening now. Like that's something you want to release and this is what the new moon can do for you. I'm sorry, it's a revelation in knowing that you can continue to think your thoughts and to be any way you choose, right? That is always going to be something you do have control over, but now you're thinking, my thoughts will in fact change how I feel, how I affect others, and I want it to be a more positive, uplifting feeling now. I think this beautiful, like I said, optimistic new moon will really, and not only new moon, eclipse, that's way more powerful than any new moon. You know, we had the full moon eclipse, full partial lunar eclipse in Gemini on the 30th, so just about 2 weeks apart, which is how these eclipses seem to run. And with these two being Gemini and Sagittarius now, for the next 12 months or so, it's going to have a real different effect on all of us. But I love it. It's about, once again, communication, truth, forward motion, movement, not looking over our shoulders, not feeling sad about what's happened, picturing and manifesting what we can have happen, what we really want to have happen, and focusing on that very intently. So that's beautiful, because we do have those times when understandably we feel these ways. We are always going to have that. Let's stop them in their tracks. Let's keep moving in a positive way as much as possible. The third category is the category of finances, financial, I say physical things, tangible things, practical things you can touch, feel, that you want to have grow and have abundance in. And you have the Queen of Cups. So there you are, Scorpio, and there's that beautiful wealth of feeling and emotion and happiness and joy that Venus is providing for you specifically, being in your sign, but just in regards to your prosperity, your abundance, your money, your overall creativity, and what you're doing to create wealth for yourself. It's really one of the most mature and fully heart-centered cards you can get when it's the Queen. And it's more the feminine versus masculine when it's the Queen versus King. It doesn't have to mean woman versus man. We all have both in us. We have the duality of feminine and masculine in all of us. And yeah, it's pure, it's driven, and it's really, really, like I said, extremely powerfully giving and nurturing and caring. And it's about your well-being, and you have that, and you shall have more. And how much do you want? All of the things you can initiate and create for yourselves. So that's absolutely beautiful. I like the fact that it was this combination. And, once again, there's no limit in what you two can achieve, and in any category of love that you may be experiencing. I love it, and I think it's amazing. So I hope that continues for many, many months to come. We do have mid-month readings. I'd love to see if you want to keep note, excuse me, if there's some comparable, messages mid-month as well, which is just next week, as they go along the zodiac sign or wheel. Now let's read an individual message here. And I'll shorten the description of each sign just to get to the heart of the matter, finishing with some beautiful oracle divination messages, okay? So as we go around from Scorpio We'll then go on to Libra and Sagittarius, which is beautiful. It's air and fire. Beautiful combination of elements that work extremely well together and help each other to grow and to communicate. Air being the mind specifically, fire and Sagittarius being the motivation and the backbone behind the initiatives, right? So the two are very, very helpful and necessary. Venus ruled Libra, loves the idea of love and relationships and working things out and balance and justice, which is incredibly important to Sagittarians. Excitement and love and adventure is extremely noted in this particular relationship. And you have the Three of Hearts. I always say that. Interesting. It is the heart, it is the Three of Swords, and that is the air. So that is you, Libra, and that is about obviously hurt and yeah, your heart has been hurt. What I always say though, that this has happened in the past. These swords are in the heart. It has occurred, possibly a third party, they say, but I don't see that. I just see it as, you've experienced hardship, you've experienced loss, you've experienced, breakups in a relationship and what have you in the past. So you're probably guarding yourself more. And that's the first thing I always think of, especially because you, being one of the three air signs, either Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, you really think things through. You want to be logical, right? You want to really see all sides to a circumstance, and you think, well, I love the idea of love as a Libra. I mean, that's just who you are. That's what you live for, whether it's love and romance or just romance or relationships in general. It's essential to you. And you know that you've been hurt, and you are probably going to be a little more guarded, I would imagine, but you don't want to be. That's the main thing with this. This is something you want to let go and leave behind, and guess what? You can do that. We all can do that. And with the new lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is so favorable for you, initiating and giving you the fire to continue those thoughts of positiveness, of wanting to just build this relationship from the ground up and from friendship up. That's always important for Sagittarians and Libras. Friendships are a good basis and foundation for everything. Trust again. Bringing in the trust. You don't have to be rapid in this, and just enjoy the ride. And that's what I'm feeling. So yeah, we can let that go and just learn from what we've had that has hurt us in the past. Virgo and Sagittarius. I love it. There's the earth and the fire. Virgo is a mutable sign like you are, very adaptable. Virgo is an earth element, grounded, practical, reliable, smart, analytical, ruled by Mercury. Always wanting to learn and involve themselves in higher studies and deeper self-improvement, I want to say, because it's usually so important that they, for themselves, are doing their best. And then, of course, everything they learn, they share and they want to help others with. And they're there for you. They're very reliable and very kind-hearted Virgos. Just without anything in return, they just basically always just kind of authentically and naturally give to others and help. And you love that. And they're there for you. They're going to be grounding you, Sagittarius. You're very capable, but they still have that anchor you need. And you have the star. So the wish is coming true, boy. Aquarius is what this card represents. And here the signs are definitely going into Aquarius, starting on the 17th. And, the actual major conjunction you keep hearing about was Saturn and Jupiter, one of the most profound changes in many, many years now, entering into the air sign of Aquarius, which is going to be the Saturnian aspect of structure and restriction in some ways, the taskmaster, right? And Jupiter combined to add to the benevolence of incredible luck and opportunity and expansion in an idea, keeping us on track, but allowing it to grow at the same time. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So the two of you have some really important revelations, and I want to say entrepreneurial things coming up in the future that you're going to be really very happy about, and you're going to continue to work towards, no matter what's going on. That's the permanence that I see in this Earth connection. And then you have Leo and Sagittarius. It's gorgeous. You're both fire signs. Super motivated. You know, Leo is a fixed sign, very determined, ruled by the sun, powerful, bright, energetic, strong, passionate, right? You two can do all sorts of things. You're great on all levels of connections and relationships. It's just, you know, there's like nothing can stop you kind of attitude, you know? You're invincible. And here you have the Chariot, and that's the sign of Cancer. So there's that mastering of mind and internally as well as externally in your world, in your jobs, in your relationships. Knowing you're not going to stop, you will succeed. Nothing will hold you back, regardless of the obstacles of the outside world. It's an inside job. You've been through the ups and downs. You've got the black and white sphinx, you know, that are leading this chariot, transportation. There's movement. You may be moving. You may be buying a new car. I mean, something having to do with the car. Make sure you get all the tune-ups you need. Positive energy. But also just real, you know, creativity comes from that with the Cancer. And, you know, insight, intuition leading you. You've got Cancer and Sagittarius. I love these two. There's the watery, beautiful Cancer. Cardinal, you know, initiative. They like to start things and keep things going. They like to be busy. They like to help others. They're sensitive and caring, and they will definitely nurture you, Sagittarius. They want you. They want to take care of you. They love their family. They like being at home, and they're okay with you going out and do what you got to do. They'll give you that freedom as long as you show them and that you can be trustworthy. That's important to them, and that you can build some security together. And you have the Six of Swords, so there you go. Choppy waters this year, boy. Who can't say that, right? In some capacity. So anyway, you guys realize that you're ready to move forward. You're ready to believe and to converse about things and have great conversations that make sense, that are clear, and, you know, you've got a guide there in this boat that's really helping you as well. So if it's not your intuition, which I think it strongly is with this Cancer influence, it's just about, you know, knowing it's always available to us. Listen, ask, sit, be still, and know that smoother times are coming. They always do. It's a cycle. Life is a cycle, you know, and you're on your way to the better side of it. So beautiful information there. Gemini and Sagittarius, well, they're polar opposites, and we had that beautiful partial lunar eclipse in Gemini I explained. And so the coupling of this will happen with the series of eclipses this coming year. I love it. It's a way different than the Capricorn and Cancer series of eclipses. So it's gone from earth and emotion to mind and action, right? Thinking and expressing and clarity of words and any kind of, you know, way you can express and reach others in a very straightforward manner that's going to create change for the better for everybody. It's not a small energy whatsoever. It's changeable, it's energy, it's action, it's opening up and allowing yourself to see things and to grow. And the two of you, a mutable sign like you, ruled by Mercury, the mind, and you have the Fool, there's nothing going to stop you. You have complete faith. You're going to open up and surrender. You may have started something, it doesn't matter, it will be happening. This new moon will initiate so many new things. Everyone's going to be blown away, the changes in the next 2 weeks, or 3 total by the end of the year. It's amazing how that works in our lives. We think everything is just one way, and the next thing we know, bam, just in a moment it can change, right? But it's positive. It's like knowing it can only get better, right? That's the influences I'm feeling. That's what's happening for you. You're making that happen. Taurus and Sagittarius, earth and fire. Taurus is just that fixed, determined, grounded, once again, reliable, resourceful, ruled by Venus. So, you know, very interested in money and luxury and wealth and feeling good and helping others and helping them feel good. Generous, you know, very real and authentic. That's important for you, Sagittarius. You really like that. And you like how they're very steadfast. You can rely on them, like I said. That's important for everybody to have as a friend or a partner of some sort. And I feel good things for you. What does your message say? Ooh, death. Changing of attitude, changing of perspective, from rising above from the ashes. This death card does not have to be frightening in any way. Everything in life has to die and then rebirth. Our plants every year, right? Some of them come back if we hope, some don't. But then we plant new seeds and we plant new ideas and we have new inspirations and new transformations. Relationships, everything you can imagine. We do it all the time, and yet this, for some reason, seems frightening, and it's not. It's essential for us. Our spirits, our souls, and the two of you want to let go of things that weren't working and start anew, and make this one even stronger, this intention, this relationship, based on a lot more truth and better foundation. Love it. I love that a lot. I love the death card. I do. It's inevitable. And then you have Aries and Sagittarius, another beautiful combination with both fire signs. And just Aries has had Mars in their sign for so long, and it'll be there through January 6th. So there's so much. Well, it was in retrograde for 2 months, and all that's pretty much done. It has been stationed direct. Motivation and energy, the two of you are just igniting. There's such beautiful fiery ambition. And, Aries is number one, boy, in the zodiac. They are leaders and confident, and they are forward-thinking as well. And not much stops them when they're interested in something, boy. You two can create unbelievable possibilities, and you feel really, really synergistically compatible. It just works. And you're fired up. And you're a cardinal sign, Aries, so you do like to start things and initiate things, and look what you've got. The Ace of Cups. The beginning, the fruit of God to be able to help us to create to the highest abilities that we have, right? That is now being available and shown to you two. All of us, but you two in particular. And it's a really definite, emotionally fulfilled message. It does have to do with water, and the emotional side of us. You're fired up, but you also are deeply passionate and emotional about your love and your life and what you want to have happen. And, the list goes on. And this is Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So there might be somebody, instrumental in creating this beautiful gift for the two of you to start. And if not, you might have water in your chart, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations on that, and for believing and allowing that to come in. You, once again, create what is happening in your life and around you. The Spirit just kind of helps, move it along. Sagittarius and Pisces, absolutely beautiful. See it a lot. Water, fire, tension, that excitement, that incredible passion that I feel. Pisces are very passionate, very caring, very, very sensitive, very perceptive, and they're a mutable sign like you, very adaptable. They want to go with the flow. They're very easygoing most of the time. They really are. Unless they're just like going through so much and picking up on so much energy around them, it makes them more, moody at times, and just like they need time to stop and they need time to just be. A lot of alone time works for Pisces. And they're not trying to shun you, or they're not trying to, get rid of you at all. And Sagittarius, you're fine with that, because sometimes you're doing your thing. And there's a meeting of the minds with that. But there's this beautiful receptive energy between the two of you, and it's loving and it's caring, it's selfless with Pisces, and they're very, very intelligent, creative, psychic kind of, spiritual-minded people. This is good for you two. You work well together. Ooh, you have the Five of Wands. You are determined to work through things. You are going to continue to fight for what you want. And I don't mean physically fight, of course, but sometimes, in this time in particular, our voices need to be heard. This is so evident of what's coming through in the next years, many years ahead with the air element. It's communication and expression of truth and justice for all, basically, to just simplify it. And you're going to be working and providing this for yourself. You're not going to just sit back. Sagittarians don't do that anyway. And you're right there with them. You're right by their side. You're both feeling really secure in your endeavors and your desire to to motivate yourself to continue forward no matter what. You know, this is great. We have to have that fire in us, and it will. It's not a 5, it's a 7. I'm sorry, but it's okay. Same idea. You're defending your position with the 7 versus the 5. You know, you're on the top of the game. You're on top of your game. You're not going to get that go. You've seen all the battles and things around you. You've seen what you've had to do to reach this point, but you're on top here. There's no way you're going to let go of those hopes and dreams. You know, you are still very motivated. So it's not terribly different than the 5. It's just 2 more wands you've fought to get to this position, that's all. If not fighting, just, you know, initially just really put your heart and soul into with that fiery ambition, which is what the wands are. Then we have Aquarius and Sagittarius, which I love, always have. And like I said, we're entering into Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, if you will. And the beautiful conjunction I mentioned will happen in Aquarius on the 21st of December, where Jupiter and Saturn, which is, it's huge. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time when it's going to really, we're going to see a lot more about what's happening and how we can work as a unit, as a team. Well, the Aquarians are fixed and they're very determined, but they also are leaders when it comes to big groups and masses and the world. And, you know, I always say philanthropical endeavors like the 2 of you would do so well together, doing nonprofit, you know, feeding those that don't have, the less fortunate, the underdogs. They're going to be heard. They're going to be recognized in the years to come. And it doesn't happen overnight, but you're willing to make and help in that process. The 2 of you together would be amazing. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. There'll be a lot of that in this year. The unexpected, the surprises, the science, the medicines, the vaccines, all the things that are coming into real life situations. I don't know. What does your message say? Because, lovers, just amazing, beautiful pairing, incredible love and devotion and caring for each other, but perfect selection. Maybe this job that you want to work together on, you know, it has nothing to do with romance. The perfect person to work with. The desire from both of you is equal. You know, no one's holding back. It's all steam ahead, right? Beautiful message. Beautiful, one of my favorite cards, obviously. Also, it represents the sign of Gemini. And there's that full moon partial eclipse we had that's going to continue to affect us in ways to communicate, in ways to change, in ways to listen, in ways to expand, in ways to, you know, ask for help and get some lessons and to study more and to figure things out, technically or otherwise. Very, very huge part of the picture. Capricorn and Sagittarius right next to you. You can admire, and you do admire the Capricorn because they are incredibly hardworking. And they're ruled by Saturn. They're just so disciplined and they're very, very stern at times and they seem so serious and they really are in some ways, but they're also just like any of us, you know. They have love, they have depth to them, they are very loyal, very caring. They want to succeed though. Oh yeah, they only see things going up. You like to be around that energy. That's how you think. Positive, let's keep it going, nothing's going to stop me. They understand the value and meaning of time, which is what Saturn also represents. So when I mentioned Saturn and the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, it's about time. It's about not necessarily having it happen quickly, but being very, very strong in directing us in the way we want to go. And not letting up for the next 3 years. So amazing changes and things will happen. They are a cardinal sign, so they definitely love to initiate and lead, like I said. They're usually very successful in anything they do. And they had Jupiter in their sign, and they will through the 21st, which is actually when we go into the season of Capricorn, and that is also the beginning of winter solstice. So they are cardinals that initiates a season. So there's a lot of beautiful changing of the guard, if you will, but a lot of wonderful things could have happened with having Jupiter in your sign, Capricorn. And with Jupiter and the ruling planet of Sagittarius, I think you work extremely well together. You have the Knight of Swords. Something fast and furious is coming through. Messages are coming through that are going to be very important to you. Could have to do with money, could have to do with some institution. You know, we've been waiting on messages from the higher ups, right? government and so forth, but it's coming through. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out on Monday, and a lot of times you do when you have an eclipse, but it can happen 30 days later or longer, maybe a week or so later, but we're getting the hints and the understanding as I speak. So be prepared, listen, and be excited, be happy. What we're being shown is for our best good, and it may not seem that way at times. I know it doesn't for me, but that's exactly what Spirit and the universe has in mind for us. So those are your messages, and I like them a lot, Sagittarius. And I know that regardless of whether you ever watch this show, is this a show? My channel. You're going to make things happen for yourself. You always do. I admire you greatly for that. And I admire your tenacity and just your free spirit, you know, because it's just good to be around that. There's been a lot of other feelings this year, and I'm just always wanting to resonate and connect with somebody that makes me feel optimistic, which is what I hope I'm doing for you. Your beautiful messages from the Oracle divinations. I will start with the Motivation Manifesto, which is pretty cool. This is the deck by Brandon Burchard, and I had just gotten it, and I thought this would be really cool because these words and these, you know, phrases, sometimes they really hit home. And sometimes you know it and you've been thinking this, but you know, if that's what's happening with your message today, it's a secondary way of realizing you're watching for a good reason. Just to remind you of something that you knew anyway. And this is your message. Life's greatest victories are won on the fields of love. In this love connection reading, right? Not all of the cards that I've been pulling have anything to do with love. I think in some ways they obviously do, but this word love came out, and I'm going to read it again. Life's greatest victories are won on the fields of love. And it's so true. And who would know better than you to understand that, because you're very philosophical and you get those things. And I love that. And I love that you are the people that you are, Sagittarians. I really, really appreciate you. And my son is one. Now, the animal medicine cards I'm really getting into because this brings out the information from our animal spirit. You know, we all are cohabitating in this beautiful planet with the animals, and I love them, and we all, I think, somewhere have some definite instinctual understanding about the need to keep them safe and to cohabitate, as I said, in a beautiful, caring manner. And you know what? This is the third time that this has come up. And I just shuffled, and this is the chicken, but I will read to you what it says. And I love it. It's just interesting to me that the Spirit is really wanting, and it opens right up to it, of course. Well, the words are devotion, creation, conversation. Chicken teaches us to keep our creative projects alive and with steady attention. Chicken sits abundant on her eggs, keeping them warm and protected, and with faith in knowing that in a matter of time, the eggs will hatch. Boy, if that doesn't ring true for the new moon eclipse in Sagittarius, and just sitting strong and just awaiting the inevitable and the trust in that. And gain a life of their own, which of course happens, right? For each idea, each seed, it gains its own life, basically. For now, Chicken advises steadfast diligence and the company of like-minded creatives. Always so true, which is why I love this channel and that you're here and supporting me. It requires stamina and earnest devotion, day after day, to manifest projects and creation. And just to keep it going, and I know you do. Like I said, you shoot that arrow. You know, you're half man, half horse. You've got the energy, the drive, and you just believe. And then it accomplishes what you need to. It comes true for you. And then there's the super attractor manifestation message. And that is exactly just feeling the life that you want into reality. And you have everything it takes for that, as we all do. So your special, beautiful message for today, all the Sagittarians in their wonderful relationships and connections, whatever they be in the form of love, when I merge my desire with faith, I haven't seen this card in months. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. That is so beautiful. This is the green chakra of the heart-centered, passionate devotion that I believe that you have and have always had with you, Sagittarius. But this is just solidifying that in that wonderful message. Letting go of control feels pretty good, you know, and just asking and requesting the peace. And I wish that on you, of course, and everybody. And once again, I appreciate you spending time in your precious day to watch this video. And do come back, because I'll be back, and definitely take care of yourself. Happy birthday again. May you have many, many more. And until next time, take good care. Bye for now.